Amitabh Bachchan ji, he used to live in KMC ka boys hostel. So there is this particular room, everyone knows कि ये Amitabh ji का ही room है. The average accepted CTC is 8.64 lakhs per annum. ठीक है. इसके अलावा the highest domestic package was 23 lakhs per annum.
Celebrity crush female. I saw that coming. Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Okay. Kill them with kindness. आज खुश तो बहुत हो गए तुम, क्योंकि आज हम बात करेंगे किरोड़ी मल कॉलेज की, जिसके 3 स्तंभ हैं: परंपरा, यूथ पॉलिटिक्स, प्रतिष्ठा, प्लेसमेंट्स और अनुशासन, फैकल्टी मेंबर. Hi Shreya, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I am good too, yaar. So let's start with an introduction, right? Yes.
Yeah. So as mentioned, my name is Shreya Sharma and currently I'm pursuing Bachelor's in Commerce Honours from Kirori Mal College, University of Delhi. I was born and brought up in Delhi NCR, and I did my schooling from DPS Indrapuram.
Okay.
And my +2 in Commerce with Maths.
Okay.
So that's about it.
So that's why you're pursuing BCom, right?
Yeah, that is essentially why I'm pursuing Bachelor's in Commerce.
Okay, so you're from Indrapuram?
Yeah. No, I'm from Kushambi, but I
Kushambi.
did my schooling from Indrapuram.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So how are you feeling here?
I'm feeling great.
You're feeling great, but not nervous. Great. I want that
Slightly
superpower.
nervous.
I want that superpower. ठीक है. तो KMC आपने ज्वाइन किया था 21 में, right?
Yeah.
Just after the COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
COVID was still going. I think 21 में COVID था.
I mean, we had our first semester in an online mode, entirely online. फिर right from second semester, we switched to the offline mode. So we've seen both of it, the online as well as the offline mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So KMC was always been your first preference? How did you land yourself into this KMC?
Right. I feel that my first preference was always LSR, Lady Shri Ram College for Women.
आपने podcast देखा, आपने किया है?
हाँ जी, definitely. It was a great one.
अच्छा.
So it was LSR for me, and it wasn't, I might offend a lot of people, but it was neither Sukhdev nor SRCC for me. It was somehow always LSR for me.
Okay.
Because it was also always known as the Elsa's dream come true,
Elsa's
if I'm
dream.
not wrong.
Elsa is the another name that it has got. Elsa. Proud Elsa, people say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I remember.
They use this phrase, Elsa's dream come true.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I always thought that I wanted to be in a place where I feel that I can do whatever I want to, honestly. And I think that any North Campus college serves the purpose for me, because there's a lot of exposure in terms of academics, in terms of co-curricular, and in fact in DU altogether, there's this wave of going beyond the conventional. So
Correct.
I feel that I would have been equally happy with any other college, but I'm so glad that KMC happened. However, it was not my first preference, but I have no complaints, honestly, now when I look back.
So when you say that you wanted to go for LSR, so it's only a girls' college. Don't you think so that it could be a little bit, what should I say, a hindrance in getting exposure? Because when you come into this world, when you step into this job world where you have to work, so both the genders are there.
Right.
So what do you have to say for that? I mean,
honestly, coming from a co-ed educational background, since I was in DPS Indrapuram, I always thought that it would be really difficult for me to adjust in an all-girls college. But I've seen my sibling being a part of a girls' college, which was Gargi. So I've seen a very big personality shift in hers, as in she became really independent, and there were a lot of pros of it. So I've grown up seeing that sort of a DU culture, wherein there is this sense of women empowerment, which is attached to a girls' college in particular. So that was my entire idea of DU altogether. But either ways, I'm really satisfied with the fact that, I either ways made it to KMC.
Great. That happened to you. Happy for you. So tell us about your experience at KMC. And how did you feel, and what did you hear before coming to KMC? What did you find?
Right. So honestly, I had a choice between KMC, Venki, and a couple of more colleges, since my best 4 percentage happened to be 98.25.
Okay.
I had a lot of options, except for a couple of colleges like LSR, Hindu, Hansraj, and SRCC. So for me, the parameters that I considered while going for KMC happened to be the sort of faculty members which are there, the exposure in terms of the non-academic exposure. So when I say it, I mean the clubs and the societies which are there, the student-run initiatives and all of that. And besides this, also the location was very important for me, because I feel that if you can do college hopping, it gives you a lot of exposure. Now, what do I mean by college hopping? If you look at off-campus colleges, there are a lot of them, and no offense to any person, but I feel that the exposure that you get when you're a part of an on-campus college, it cannot be...
it cannot meet the standards of...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people would say कि नहीं इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता, but it does matter थोड़ा बहुत.
I think there is always a thin line between...
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, for North Campus particularly, I can say कि since KMC happens to be at the heart of North Campus, मतलब if you're in KMC, तो Hansraj equidistant है, and
it's
then
in the
Hindu,
center.
Yeah,
it's
right.
In the center. Okay.
It's मतलब exactly in the center of North Campus. It is also called the heart of North Campus.
Okay.
So I have friends from Hindu, SRCC, Hansraj. Probably I owe it to the competitions that I've done.
Correct.
But either ways, when you're out in the campus, you get to interact with so many different people who are from so many different colleges.
And I think DU is also famous for its student community, right?
Right. Exactly.
Across different colleges. That is great. I've ever seen.
Agreed.
At least in India. It has a great community, right?
Agreed.
So what do you think is the USP of KMC?
I think the incredible alums that we have, Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah, I really wanted to hear that. Trust me. That's why I actually framed out this question. Yeah. Amitabh Bachchan, right?
Right.
इतनी देर में क्यों बोला आपने?
मेरे को अभी याद आया.
खराब बात है तो.
There are a lot of मतलब बहुत esteemed alum base है हमारा.
True.
And in fact, not that कि KMC has disconnected from the alum base that they have. मतलब we had an alum dinner अभी कुछ मतलब a couple of weeks before only.
Okay.
तो उसमें there was Sargun Mehta, if you know of her.
I think I've heard the name, but not really. I don't know who.
But besides her, also there were a lot of celebrities.
That's okay. Yes.
क्योंकि KMC का ऑडी भी reconstruct हो रहा है अब.
Okay.
तो I mean KMC in general is very they stay connected with the alum base that they have.
True.
So that in itself gives you a sense of कि ठीक है, we have a great alum base.
So when you say that they are connected to the alum base,
right?
So recently, I think the last podcast that we did was from Hansraj only. So वहाँ पे Punya was there with us. So she told us that in Hansraj, in today's time as well, Shahrukh's name is taken. Faculty uses Shahrukh's name,
right,
to motivate and inspire students. So does that also happen in KMC?
Absolutely.
अमिताभ सर का नाम लिया जाता है. I mean, कैसे इंस्पायर करते हैं, क्या बताते हैं, कुछ उनके किस्से भी बताते हैं वो?
Definitely. So there are two things. First of all, Amitabh Bachchan ji, he used to live in KMC का boys hostel. So there is this particular room, everyone knows कि ये अमिताभ जी का ही room है.
Okay.
And there is this very huge hype around it. Of course होनी भी चाहिए.
होनी भी चाहिए, बनती भी है. हाँ. तो उसमें अभी भी students are living in that particular room. तो जो रहता होगा उसको तो अलग से ही.
It's a big flex for them.
It's a big flex.
हम तो अमिताभ जी के room में रहते हैं.
अच्छा.
और इसके अलावा second thing, I think हमारी theatre society, it's the best in entire DU circuit. It is players, right? I am not sure. I mean, you must have heard of it.
So I am also from a theatre background.
Okay.
So, but I have not heard of it because I used to do a lot of theatre in Mandi House, and I mean across. Yeah. I was in Asmita.
I was a theatre kid. I did a summer workshop from NSD, National School of Drama.
Yeah, I know. Oh, great, yeah. Nice. So you also resonate with this theatre society at your college, right?
Right.
So you're a part of it?
No, I'm not, because eventually I thought ki there is something different that I want to do in college. So I went ahead with the placement cell and the commerce society, which are both of them happen to be the academic societies. But that is what I wanted to do eventually. So yeah, that's about it. But speaking of players, I think ki we have amazing people from players who are like big actors now.
Oh, nice.
And that's a very big honor for all of us when we think of players
True.
as a society. क्योंकि
True.
हमें लगता है कि it has won so much recognition now
True.
कि everyone just knows कि the best theatre society happens to be of KMC only.
KMC only.
Yeah.
So what do you think, what role college might have played in these people's life who have gone so big now?
Right.
मतलब what is the role of the college behind it? Do you see, मतलब what do you see?
Absolutely. I mean, तो जो players के teacher थे पहले, he retired recently.
Okay.
It was Mr. Keval Arora sir.
Okay.
And I think कि every actor who visits KMC, they give due credit to him क्योंकि that is, he's the person who has taught theatre as a discipline to them.
Okay.
So I don't want to get into the intricacies of theatre altogether, but you get the gist of it as to how great the society is and what sort of things this society particularly imparts to the people.
I understand. So I was going through the student reviews on shiksha.com.
Right.
What I came across that was very strongly put there by the students, and that's also a good part. I mean, that is, it has very good sports facilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about, I mean, how does it compare with Ramjas College? Because I think KMC is being compared with Ramjas College on a lot of
times.
on a lot of parameters, right?
Right.
So what do you say about that?
So I genuinely cannot comment about Ramjas, but particularly speaking of KMC, we have a sports complex.
Okay.
So sports complex mein you'll see a basketball ring. You will find a wrestling ring.
Wrestling ring,
yeah.
Okay.
We have a big lawn.
Okay.
And it's a huge lawn. Jisme you'll find a place to play basketball, football, tennis, whatever you want, badminton also.
Okay.
So we have a different sports complex altogether. And I feel ki people are right about it. Ki there are a lot of sports
infra is very good,
also.
right?
Right,
it is.
Good.
Cool. And also, I can see on your LinkedIn that you have done a lot of internships, right?
Right.
So tell us that what role the college has played in getting you in any internship, और आपने खुद से कितनी back करी है?
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. So a subtle shout out to the placement cell here.
Okay.
And also I happen to be the internships head currently for the placement cell. Not that I'm promoting it, but I would say that our placement cell is very active in terms of bringing in a lot of opportunities, and not only opportunities, good quality opportunities, I would say. So I think 2 internships I got from the placement cell. Besides this, the other ones I've got on my own.
Okay.
And I have been always someone who was inclined towards content writing and more towards the communication side and branding and marketing side of commerce altogether. So I happen to have done an internship with Times Internet as a brand marketing intern. This is something that I got on my own. But the foundation to get this particular internship was laid by the internships that I got from the placement cell. Right. So the average stipend happens to be somewhere around 5,000, 7,500, irrespective of the courses that you're pursuing.
Okay.
So that is how the placement cell is. And I think that it eventually empowers everyone. So if you're someone from KMC, if there's someone from KMC who's listening to this podcast, I can guarantee you they would agree to the fact that KMC does bring a lot of internship and job opportunities. And I feel कि हाँ मतलब बाकी colleges में इतना probably नहीं है placement cell का. But in our college, placement cell happens to be one of the most prestigious cells in the entire college.
Students and the faculty both take it seriously.
Right.
Very much,
Yeah,
right?
They do.
So what do you think maybe recession has impacted this year or for the past year? Because I think we have been hearing that recession is going on. So has you seen any impact because of that?
Right. So I think that it's very sector specific, as in we've seen the opportunities getting really low when it comes to consulting. But either ways, for sales, accountancy, audit, and all the other sectors, the placement opportunities have been somewhat equivalent to the past years only.
Okay, so you are saying that only consulting sector has been hit a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's my observation.
That's your observation,
right.
Obviously, yes.
So besides this, there wasn't much of fluctuation, just 3 or 4 companies that provide consulting opportunities.
Okay, great. So I've been also reading this in reviews that it is also known for elections and stuff. यहाँ पे नेतागिरी होती है थोड़ी.
हाँ, थोड़ी
हाँ,
बहुत होती
थोड़ी
है.
बहुत होती है या थोड़ी से थोड़ी ज्यादा होती है.
हो जाती है कभी.
हो जाती है. Tell us about it. I mean, is it good or is it not that good? What is your take on that?
Honestly, as someone who comes from a private school background, it was very scary for me initially to think of to get into a college जिसमें इतना political inclination है, and that was one of the most it was one of the biggest concerns that I had.
Okay.
कि KMC choose करना भी चाहिए या नहीं. That is why I was inclined towards LSR.
More.
कि
Okay.
ठीक है, सब कुछ दूर politics वगैरह से, peaceful campus, amazing life. ठीक है. But eventually I talked to a lot of seniors and they said कि इतना नहीं होता. But things got real when I was in my second year,
Okay.
नहीं, third year का पहला वाला semester.
अभी you are in the second semester of third year, last semester?
It was about fifth semester.
Fifth semester, okay.
Sorry, fifth semester के
Okay,
बीच में कभी, ठीक है.
हाँ.
तो we had elections.
Okay.
डूसू के.
हाँ,
ठीक
डूसू
है.
के, yeah.
हाँ, तो there's a, oh my god, the campus gets completely crazy at that time. मतलब
Okay.
आपको इतने सारे flyers, pamphlets, ये वो,
हाँ.
you'll get freebies. मतलब आपको पेन मिलेंगे, डायरीज मिलेंगे.
कि हमें वोट करो.
हाँ हाँ.
अच्छा, it's just like we see happening in normal elections that people are getting paid either in monetary terms or in any other terms.
Exactly.
So that also happens. It happens there.
You'll see cars like Jaguar and मतलब बहुत MG सब ऐसे रोड्स पे चलती रहती है.
अच्छा.
मतलब रामजस में तो it gets so extreme कि किसी की MG जल जाती है.
जली जाती है.
हाँ, मतलब लोग जला देते हैं आके.
मतलब थोड़ा सा violence भी होता है. Is it the violence or it is just they are just trying to?
It gets very violent.
अच्छा, it gets.
At times it gets very violent, and it was my first time experiencing an election also.
हाँ.
क्योंकि ये first था after COVID,
हाँ.
तो I was really scared कि ये क्या हो रहा है, but I didn't go to college for a couple of days. But either ways, it's very safe. मतलब
okay.
they don't involve you in all this. अगर
okay.
उनका चल रहा है आपस में जो भी झगड़ा वगड़ा, they'll do it themselves and they won't, मतलब get on your nerves कि नहीं, you have to get involved into all this.
Okay.
Watch
so
it
how
from a distance.
does this body work? Who's the regulatory over this? All the elections that do election happens.
Right.
What is the regulatory body's name?
So I'm not really sure about all this. I haven't gone into the intricacies of all this. But I just know for a fact कि अलग-अलग parties होती हैं and they have representatives from different colleges.
Okay.
So I think कि जो हमारे college का for example president और vice president and ये सब positions मिलती है, ये these are people under these youth political parties. So once you elect them, they are the representatives of your college, but they come under different parties.
Okay.
So
but it is all safe, right?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's safe and honestly, थोड़ा सा ये इतना वो होता है ना कि there is this hubbub going on.
So also the people who are not involved in this political drama whatsoever, right? So I think they will feel this emotion that you're feeling, right?
They would, but honestly, it's not scary at all. मतलब अब ये मेरा सुन के ये मत सोचना कि
नहीं, that's what I'm saying ना, because you're not involved in that process. So दूर से देखोगे तो थोड़ा सा तो लगेगा ही कि यार what is happening, right?
Right, but it's harmless.
It's harmless.
They don't go violent on you. Nothing of that sort.
So मतलब इसका क्रेज फेस्ट से भी ज्यादा रहता है? फेस्ट भी होते हैं? कौन सा फेस्ट होता है?
हाँ, मतलब हमारा our annual fest is known as Renaissance.
Okay.
So it took place अभी अप्रैल में ही.
ठीक है. I think सारे मोस्टली सब कॉलेजेस के हो रहे हैं अप्रैल में. And I think कुछ कॉलेजेस तो ऐसे भी हैं जो कोविड के बाद पहला फेस्ट हो रहा है.
It is our college also.
सबके बाद सबका ही I think after COVID this is the first fest that they are organizing, right? So and I think most of the students are in their last semester and they are very happy about it. Right. Okay.
तो हमारा भी फेस्ट हुआ था and it was like a 2-day event जिसमें पहले they had a DJ night and then later on the second day they invited an artist. Okay. तो वैसे it was all very regulated, सही था and मतलब कुछ touch wood, nothing went the bad way. It was all very safe and good. The environment was really nice. ठीक है.
So you like to read, huh?
I do.
Yeah, I saw you reading when you were waiting. So what were you reading?
I was reading Men Without Women by Murakami.
Okay.
And I wanted to touch upon Murakami altogether because abhi tak I was reading a lot of thriller novels, and Khalid Hosseini. But
kite runner भी उन्हीं की है?
yeah, हाँ, exactly. So, but now I wanted to switch to Murakami क्योंकि I heard a lot of good reviews about him. And I also have a very interesting story about North Campus.
I was about to ask this question, but okay, you please continue first.
Yeah, so basically this particular book, I was gifted this book by a Hansraj professor.
Okay.
And this basically Kamla Nagar मेरे कॉलेज के जस्ट पीछे है. And that is essentially जहाँ से मैं अपनी बुक्स लेती हूँ.
ठीक है.
सारी. तो वहाँ पे एक भैया बैठते हैं. And भैया से मैंने पूछा कि Men Without Women is particularly that book जिसको मेरे को बहुत दिनों से पढ़ना था. But somehow it was unavailable at a lot of stalls, so I just couldn't get hold of this particular book. अब तो while I was going through कमला नगर और मेरे को स्टॉल देखा तो मैंने भैया को बोला कि कितने की है. तो ही सेड 150 रुपए देना है. ठीक है. तो मैं कहा भैया आपका एक्सचेंज पॉलिसी नहीं है, मैं 100 दे दूंगी. तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं 150 ये वो. तो आई वाज बार्गेनिंग विद हिम. And then there was this particular lady who was standing there and who was observing all this conversation I was having with bhaiya. And I was about to leave. उन्होंने मेरे को रोका and she said कि this is a great book and you should give it a read.
Okay.
ठीक है. And she had 5 Murakami books in her hand.
Okay.
इतना पूरा बड़ा सा bundle. She had it in her hands. So I said that, and she had so much passion and she was talking so passionately about this particular thing, about this book. I was so driven to talk to her. So she was explaining me how this book is, इसमें क्या होता है, what is the story like and everything, and she was sharing her interest about Murakami altogether. तो फिर उसके बाद मतलब हम बस कॉन्वर्जेशन कर ही रहे थे एंड वी जस्ट हैड अ कॉन्वर्जेशन अबाउट 3 to 4 minutes, नथिंग मोर देन दैट. एंड उन्होंने बोला कि यू शुड रीड इट एंड शी केप्ट दैट बुक विद हरसेल्फ इन हर बंडल एंड शी सेड कि एक कलेक्टिव बार्गेनिंग हो जाएगी इसकी, तो मैं करा देती हूँ. तो आई वाज रेडी विद माय वॉलेट कि ठीक है, आई विल गिव हर 100 rupees, 120, व्हाटएवर शी आस्क्स फॉर. And then she turned to me and she pulled that book out of the bundle and she gave it to me and she said कि this is a gift from my end and I really want you to read this. So and मतलब then I asked her, she said कि she's a Hansraj professor economics department में. I asked her to sign the book with her phone number and stuff. So that is a book that I'm trying to read really fast because I want to connect with that teacher, that professor, so that I can text her कि I've read this book and thank you and all of that. But just that कि that is the entire point. There is kindness in the world and so many times we fail to recognize it. और लोग मतलब random acts of kindness
छोटे जो acts होते हैं, correct?
हाँ, मतलब it's not about the amount of the book कि ठीक है 100 की थी, 150
True.
But it's about the gesture.
The intent behind that gesture also. Yes.
And that's a piece of her heart that she wanted me to read. So that is something that I was really moved. जिस मतलब इस इंसिडेंट के बाद and this happened recently only, just a week back. So I think कि graduate होते होते this has given me North Campus and campus altogether has made me experience an event जो which is life altering, I would say. मतलब अभी बताते हुए probably you would feel that that is such a small event, but that happening to you in itself was so overwhelming. मतलब it was amazing, very pure.
Nice story. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean this is only small acts of kindness that inspire people to do more, right?
Right. Yeah.
And we should appreciate them so that they can also keep doing what they are doing.
Exactly.
Right. So अच्छा, life में कभी low feel होता ही होगा. So how do you keep up with that? I mean, how do you just keep going forward? I mean,
okay, so I think that college is a very big transition from school to college. It's a very big transition.
Why I asked this question because a lot of students face this. They don't know what to do, how to actually use that emotion in the right way, in the right direction, how to give a direction to that emotion particularly.
Right.
So yeah, how do you do it? I mean,
I think that it's very important to acknowledge whatever you're feeling. Because even I have had my own fair share of downs in college life. For example, in placement season, it gets pretty competitive. And that is the side of college that not a lot of people want to experience. No one wants to experience that, honestly. And बहुत सारे there are times when you feel like probably college is not the place where you wanted to be. Because eventually you feel like school, I want to go back to school. It was very safe.
सबको school जाना होता है वापस नहीं. School में सब अच्छा था.
Exactly.
No responsibility, जाओ आओ.
Exactly. So it gets very competitive at times, but honestly, it's just that you have to sit down and acknowledge what you're feeling. because if you do not, तो वो सब pile up होता रहेगा.
I think self-reflection and self-awareness has to be there, should be there, so that you can understand what you're feeling and you can work on it, right? Okay.
And honestly, there are a lot of initiatives for students, particularly to cater to their mental health. So you can go for free therapy if you want to, if it gets extreme, because it does for a lot of people.
For a lot of people.
And you have to take a moment and acknowledge what you're feeling, वरना बहुत problem हो सकती है. And you also, it takes a village to bring you back to your foot. That's a phrase or a quote. I'm probably not quoting it the right way, but if it requires a village, make one.
Make one.
Matlab, keep a lot of good people around you so that you have a good company and you never feel lonely.
Correct. Good environment, positive environment, people,
always
like-minded people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it helps. Great conversation here. So, I mean, you live with your family only, so there has not been any challenge of finding accommodation and stuff like that, right?
No. But I can comment on the same. So I have a lot of friends जो बाहर से थे and from various states and stuff.
True.
But I think कि अगर आप लोग North Campus या South Campus या even for that matter off campus college में भी हो, so there are a lot of PGs and in fact you can apply for your hostel also. जिसमें I think हमारे particularly college में ऐसा scene है कि they look at your marks and the distance कि कितना दूर है तुम्हारा घर तुम्हारे कॉलेज से. तो इन दो पैरामीटर्स के बेसिस पे they allot you the hostel. If not hostel नहीं मिलता तो there are a lot of PGs which are very affordable and very friendly, मतलब very good atmosphere. मतलब इतना कुछ डरने की बात नहीं होती. Accommodation and a lot of people also do take a flat अलग से. तो if you have a community of friends या फिर मतलब even your socials can help you with that कि Instagram पे story डाल दी या वैसे, तो I think कि it is मतलब you will eventually find an accommodation.
Accommodation, not a problem. And I think student community भी काफी helpful है, right?
Exactly.
If you reach out to anyone, that person will help you for sure.
Exactly.
Makes sense. ठीक है. So let's talk about this college in particular and let's focus on these three parameters so that we will and the audience will also have a better view of this college.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the placements. The faculty and the infrastructure, right? Starting with the placements. What do you say? How are the placements? What you have seen? What is the highest and the lowest package that a student can expect, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So placements are pretty amazing for KMC. That's what I can say for my college particularly. And that is one of the first parameters जो मैंने भी देखे थे while taking admission into the college. तो सबसे पहले the average accepted CTC is 8.64 lakhs per annum. ठीक है. इसके अलावा the highest domestic package was 23 lakhs per annum.
Okay.
And international package was 51 lakhs per annum.
So this is after bachelor's, you're saying? After bachelor's, right?
Right.
Great.
In third years जो placement होती है, that is the sort of placements we get. And if I speak about some top tier या dream tier companies, which is basically the companies which give you a package above 12 and 12 plus lakhs. इसमें आएगा ZS Associate, LEK Consulting, there were Accenture भी आती है. And Bain visited us last year.
Okay.
Could not this year क्योंकि of course market थोड़ा down था. So that is the sort of placements there are. And honestly, if you're someone who does not want to get into consulting, there are a lot of opportunities for actuaries and articleships also. So if you're planning to pursue your CA with your BCom honors ki degree, so there are companies like EVA India, BDO, all of these visit us for articleship opportunities. Uske alawa, speaking of actuaries, if you're pursuing actuarial sciences, so we have various companies usme bhi, theek hai? So that is
and also how a student should prepare himself or herself to get placed. I mean, what is the placement rate also?
I think I'm not sure about the rate, but as many as 200 students get placed every year. Out of the entire batch. So it is basically, we have 22 courses and there are somewhere around 100 to 150 students per course. Yeah. So that happens to be around 2,500, 2,000 students में से 200-400 बच्चे place हो जाते हैं.
इतने हो जाते हैं. ठीक है. So any advice from your side that how should a student should prepare if that person wants to get placed?
Right.
What is the key role that can get that person placed?
So primarily it depends on the role that you want to get into. It would completely vary for
yeah. That is so very generic.
Yeah.
I mean, generic, any idea that you have?
Yeah. So basically, if I speak of myself, I knew for a fact that I'll have to build my CV in such a way that it catches the
recruiters JD.
eyes.
Maybe it has to be aligned with the JD of the.
That comes at a later stage. But initially, what you have to do is you have to bag internships that align with your own interest.
Okay.
So uske liye you can use various portals, LinkedIn, वगैरह. There are a lot of networking sites also.
True.
Whether be an opportunist, grab every opportunity that comes your way. That's the most cliche line anyone can ever hear.
True.
But honestly, it's more about creating a CV which caters to your own interest. Because you cannot convince a recruiter until you're convinced yourself that this particular skill is where I excel or jisme मैं best do. So it could be about coding. You can start with coding if you want to. You can first of all learn Excel. It's like the Bible of getting any job interview cracked. Matlab, Excel is very essential. You go for any role, you need to be very clear with your Excel basics. Second, I think if you want to go into auditing, starting say day one से अपने accounting जितने भी concepts हैं, make them very clear, be very thorough with them. इसके अलावा internships, as I said, if not internships, you can go with courses. There are a lot of courses, free courses available online that you can go ahead with. तो वो करो. And बाकी college societies वगैरह में you can take leadership roles if you want to. Any society which caters to your interest, take a leadership role there. I think that is
how the roadmap should be like this.
Yeah.
Great. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. So let's talk about the infrastructure of the college.
Sure. So I think that as you mentioned before, ki sports ka infrastructure is
it's very good. Correct.
Honestly, it's really nice. But I think there are a lot of perspectives about KMC ka infrastructure that it's really bad. But honestly, I've seen a terrible infrastructure DU के colleges में. Honestly, you cannot compare KMC to SRCC या CBS का infra. क्योंकि of course, मतलब they are SRCC and Sukhdev for a reason. But nonetheless, I would say कि इतना भी गंदा infra नहीं है कि you won't be able to adjust there. And provided कि तुम कितना कम fees है, it's very affordable. I think मेरे course का fee है 13,000 per year ka.
Per year ka.
हाँ, तो
that includes 2 semesters.
Right.
So this is not even per semester fee.
हाँ.
For annual fee.
Right. So I'll be done with my graduation in about 40 to 45,000 approximately. And you cannot expect so much from not that I'm defending them, but you cannot expect so much from a government college ki ऐसे world class infra.
I'm not saying world class, but basic infrastructure should be there, and I think it is there.
It is there.
It
very
is there.
Much there.
That you need.
We have a canteen. We have good desks, table, fans. Everything is there.
Okay, fine. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about the faculty members?
Oh, they are amazing.
They are amazing.
The first thing that besides the placements that I considered about KMC were the faculty members. Because it is believed that Ramjas ka jo commerce department है, it is much better than KMC's. ये भी एक another parameter होता है for discussion.
Correct.
But honestly, if I speak of KMC, the professors are so amazing कि generally there is this narrative पूरे DU में established कि teachers जानबूझ के lectures cancel कर देते हैं because of some or the other strike, DUTA की strike. But that's not true for KMC. The teachers, they are very dedicated towards their work. In fact, we have this one professor जो लंदन में एक research paper की convention कर रहे हैं September में. So that is the amount of experience these teachers come with. And they are amazing. मतलब they are very educated, they are very well spoken, learned, incredible faculty members we have.
Great to know. ठीक है. So let us know when you were searching of this college, how shiksha.com has helped you.
I was stuck at this particular point ki Ramjas Venki KMC and shiksha.com came into the picture and helped me with that. So I think that it was amazing.
So reviews did help you to decide?
Yeah, it did.
I mean, so
I made a list pros or cons ki and I mentioned all the parameters just I want to compare all these colleges and that is where I found out ki theek hai, KMC is something that I want to go ahead with.
Great.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, one advice that would you like to give to the younger ones? So what would it be?
Good question.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to this.
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously this is the purpose of this whole podcast to
Right.
help the other younger generation of ours, aspirants who want to get into DU or who want to just grow in their lives. So, what advice?
Right. So it would be that do not undervalue your worth. That is the most important.
Self doubt नहीं करना है.
मतलब self doubt होता है भी modest, मतलब humble रहो.
ठीक है.
But do not self doubt भी तुम करो. मतलब we are
अच्छा.
humans. We are bound to doubt ourselves. But undervalue in terms of कि if someone is saying कि ठीक है there is something they are good at, तो तुम्हें ऐसा ना लगे कि there is nothing that I am good at.
Okay.
So there should be a sense of कि if someone is excelling at something, there is my own forte जिसमें मैं excel कर रही हूँ.
Okay.
And that is your power. Make it your own power. And everyone who is in your college they are an equivalent to you. True. Do not ever think
I think every person has got different skill set.
Exactly.
Their own niche, their own forte. So they should be working on that skill set.
Right.
And excel in that particular one. Do not compare with other students. Exactly. I mean, that is something that we always do. No matter what. Okay, that person is doing this. This person's Instagram is doing this. I'm not doing this. It's like that. So, okay. This is how it is.
Yeah. I mean, don't compare yourself to others. That is another advice.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So I think that's it. So we are entering into a rapid fire session, small session.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever comes to your mind, just shoot. Okay. Sure. It could be one word. You can elaborate if you want.
Definitely.
Okay. So Dil Se D.U.
Yeah.
Okay. Celebrity crush.
I don't know. I don't have any.
No crushes.
Ranbir Kapoor, probably.
Probably. Great. Celebrity crush, female. I saw that coming, yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Okay. Kill them with kindness. Okay. Craziest excuse that you have given to bunk a class. I hope you bunk a class.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank God.
But crazy कुछ नहीं था उसमें. मतलब it could be very much like a genuine excuse. So it was कि placement cell का काम है, admin का काम है.
फिर bunk करके कहाँ गए? क्या किया?
कमला नगर.
Market.
हाँ.
अच्छा.
Taco Bell.
अच्छा. Okay. Any craziest stuff that you have done in your college life? The most craziest stuff.
A lot of it.
No, one. I want one. The most craziest.
So I am not sure if I should be saying this, but we had a party. कहीं BNB में, and we broke a pipe. और हम वहाँ से भाग गए. It was a water pipe और वो टूट गया.
You broke it? Okay. वहाँ से भाग
गए.
सारे के सारे चले गए.
हमें लगा we can't be accountable to this. We need to run from here.
Nice. Okay. So a book that you would like to recommend?
1,000 Splendid Suns.
Khalid Hussain?
हाँ. या फिर Kite Runner.
अच्छा, basically Khalid Hussain.
Yeah.
Great. North Campus versus South Campus.
North Campus. You're asking एक KMC का बच्चा North Campus versus South Campus. What do you expect?
Kamla Nagar. I always expect the unexpected. So that's how it is.
Kamla Nagar over Satyaniketan any day.
Any day.
Any day.
ठीक है Shreya. Thank you so much for coming. You've been a wonderful guest. Thank you for sharing your insights. So we've got a small goodie for you from Shiksha. I hope you like it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That is very sweet.
I hope to see you soon and all the very best.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.